Hi guys, bali for this week we will be discussing the first module of work measurement or work study and measurement, which is Introduction to Work Study and Measurement. To start, yeah, to start our discussion, let's go with our introduction. With the increasing complexity of technological world, it needs to satisfy the work system. Yan. Kasi habang nag-i-explore or nag-i-improve yung mga works natin and tumataas yung demand for demanding products, yan, we are now experiencing such dilemma of we need to provide good or faster or easier way to improve our process. Work study is an area of knowledge that addresses the problem of work simplification with the basic objectives of productivity enhancement, human comfort, and safety. Yan. Our first topic for now is we need to focus on the whole work process itself and we need to analyze it to make it simpler. Kailangan natin siyang padaliin para mas ma-improve natin yung productivity in sense of mas madami tayong ma-produce na product or we need to make the productive ratio higher or ibig sabihin mas madami yung magagawa natin from our supplies to improve human comfort and safety pa din. In definition, work study is defined as the body of knowledge concerned with the analysis of work methods and the equipment used in performing the job itself, the design of an optimal work method, and standardization of the proposed work method. Meaning to say, work study, in other words, is i-analyze natin yung lahat ng ginagamit para magawa yung from raw materials to finished goods. Yan. From all those raw materials in terms of yung material na ginagamit, the labor or yung trabaho or yung the person na nagagawa could also be considered as the raw materials. The machine na ginagamit or the equipment should also be analyzed. Yan. And those being combined together, doon natin siya i-analyze kung alin yung mas maganda or paano natin siya mai-improve in terms of creating outputs. Work study could be divided into two different kinds of parts. Dalawang part ang ating work study. We have method study or we will be analyzing the motion of the kung paano gumagalaw yung tao, the motion of the person, and the motion of the whole product itself or yung motion mismo ng sunod-sunod ng process. Motion study examines the job and finding more efficient method to perform it. Analyze natin yung trabaho mismo, paano nagpo-flow yung work, ano yung sunod-sunod para matapos yung work, so on and so forth. We will be analyzing that first, then after that, we could now determine the time necessary to perform the job and its elements. Doon tayo magta-time study. After we improve the whole process, we could now analyze what kind of hours or what kind of cycle time or what time is it needed for us to finish the product or the output. Dito iikot yung ating part 1 ng discussion. We need to analyze the motion of the work and we need to analyze the time of the work. Before that, I would like to introduce some of those historical developments na naganap from way back na na-develop si work study. We have Mr. Frederick Winslow Taylor, or Mr. Frederick Taylor. We know him as the father of time study. He's the one who have started the time study. I have just provided some quick mga keywords from those historical or important persons in terms of motion study. Yung buong explanations niyan, kung ano-ano yung kanilang mga naging contributions is on your module. Please check it. Si Mr. Grant or si Henry Grant, yan, siya ay naging subordinate or siya ay katrabaho dati ni Mr. Taylor. Ang kanya namang focus is naisip niya naman yung ano yung human aspect of management. Ano yung interrelationship of the work itself from the human factor or ano yung nagiging malaking impact ni human in terms of the output of the product or the output of the company. Si Mr. Frank and Lillian Gilbreth naman, they have created the principles of motion economy. Ano yung principles of motion economy? Yun yung kung paano or what is the motion or what is the equivalent output from a raw material to a finished good. Paano yung interrelationship niya, 'di ba? Yung kanina yung sa kay Mr. Frederick Taylor kasi ang dinidiscuss niya is the time itself, the worker, will dictates the output of the product or the output of the company. Kung depende daw sa oras ng worker, yun daw, dun daw nagdi-dictate. Yun daw ang nagdi-dictate sa output ng company. But si Mr. Frank and Lillian Gilbreth naman have coincided with an idea of the motion of the process ang nagdi-dictate ng output ng buong company. Meaning to say, we can say na both different persons or personalities have analyzed that both time and motion is important for us to come up with a good kind of process. They also have created the 18 verb leagues to describe motions. Kasi, diba, normally kasi, motions is just get product A, then screw product B, then get material B, then screw it to product A, paint product A, or we could say those are max motions or macro motions na nagagamit natin on everyday use. But in terms of Mr. Frank and Lillian Gilbreth, they have created the 18 verb leagues para makita natin yung micro motions o yung maliliit na motions from those macro motions. Like this one. These are the 18 verb league symbols. Each micro motion corresponds a unique symbol and color. Kada isa daw micromotion, yan, may equivalent daw siyang symbol and color. Please remember this one kasi you will be using it on some other parts of our discussions kasi it's good or it's a must that we need to analyze or we need to understand the uses and the equivalent symbols and colors of each. Search is an eye, para siyang mata na may hinahanap, kaya siya search. Then, kapag yung mata is naka-stable na, we could consider it as already fine. Nakita niya na yon. Then, select is an arrow. Grasp is like a hand, para siyang kamay. Para siyang kamay na may kinukuha. Para siyang kamay na may kinukuha. Yun lang for you to understand it. Tsaka para inyong madali siyang tandaan. Hold is, hawak niya na siya. Hawak niya na siya. Yan, hawak niya na yung bagay. Kaya siya ay parang yung kamay ay may hawak. Then, transport loaded. For example, this is the transport. Ita-transport mo siya. May laman na siya. Then, transport empty. Parang ito yung kamay. Yan. Then, position is is like a number 9 but it is talaga, siya ay circle with a tail. The circle corresponds the object and the tail corresponds your hand na nagpo-position doon. Yan. Lagi niyong tatandaan niya para madali siyang tandaan. Assemble is like a hashtag pero siya ay parang it's considered as 4 sticks na 2 sticks horizontal tapos 2 sticks na inclined. Then, kabaliktaran ni assemble is disassemble. Disassemble is kulang ng isang line. Which is, ibig sabihin, tinagtag mo na yung isang part. It's mean disassemble. Use is like grasp, kaso nga lang siya ay nakahiga. We have inspect. Inspect meaning you are checking. Yan. Then, preposition is just like positioning. Positioning is you are putting the object to its proper position. But prepositioning is getting ready to position it. Yan. Release load is just like transport load but you are releasing it. Unavoidable delay is like, please isipin nyo na lang na this is a person na siya ay natumba. This is head, this body, and its foot. Natumba siya. It's unavoidable. We cannot avoid someone tripping down. Or we could say na it's an accident or it's an unavoidable delay. Avoidable delay is a person lying down. Nakahiga siya, nakatambay. And just para lang madali niya matandaan. Pag avoidable delay siya ay decision niya yun na wala siyang gawin. Yeah. Then we have plan. And a person thinking, parang nakaganon. Yeah. And rest is the person sitting. Para madali siyang tandaan. Yung symbol, para mas madaling tandaan yung symbols, you may consider those analysis. Or pwedeng yun yung inyong basis. Para anytime na may makita kayong symbol, you could always told that it's hold, siya ay position, siya ay preposition, so on and so forth. But the colors, I would like you to memorize that. Or, it's not about memorizing it, it's about understanding kung ano siya. Those three big symbols will be used on the latter part of our discussions. Yeah. Bowing Kalala nyo naman si Boeing. Is the manufacturer of airplanes, yung passenger airplanes. They have used time study to measure and balance aircraft assembly lines, to control their cycle times. Kasi nga, tumaas nung panahon yun is Boeing is the leading manufacturer of airplanes up until now naman siguro. Yan. They have conducted time studies para ma-measure at ma-improve yung productivity para mas dumami ng dumami at bumilis ng bumilis ang kanilang production kasi mataas nga yung demand. Si Mr. Carl Barr, yan, nag-develop siya ng production slide rule to determine the most efficient combination of variables. In terms of combinations niya in terms of the parameters or setups ng machine such as velocity, yan, distances, so on and so forth. Si Mr. Harrington Emerson naman, applied scientific methods to work on Santa Fe Railroad and wrote a book, 12 Principles of Efficiency. Kasi nga, workers nung panahong yon is, or before ma-establish a work study, workers is, we could say na, kung ano yung kailangan gawin, gagawin lang nila. But they are not focused on gano'n ka-efficient ba yung work nila. What could we say about the word efficiency? Gano'n ba ka-effective and efficient yung work nila is, gano'n ba ka-tama, gano'n ba ka-correct, at saka ginagawa ba talaga nila yon using their 100% effort. Yeah. Those is simple explanation kung yung word ng efficiency, but we will be having a separate topic for that. Those efficiency, effectiveness, and productivity. We also have Mr. Henry Gantt. Yan. Isa sa pinakasikat niya na naging development is he have developed a simple graph which is yung Gantt charts. Yan. This Gantt charts is used normally sa IE, malimit natin gamitin ang Gantt charts to display para may display yung schedule natin or yung plan schedule natin kung siya ba ay nai-implement or yung actual ba natin ay sumasabay sa ating mga plano. If we have different kinds of activities nakaset up siya through Gantt chart. Then he have also invented a wage payment system that rewards workers from above standard performances. We have two kinds kasi of paying a person or a worker. We have salary and we have wages. Normally guys, if salary yung payment mo, meaning you are paid on a monthly basis. Regardless kung gaano kadami ang gawin mo, bayad ka monthly. Salaries yon. It is called salaries. But if you are called a wager or you are paid through wage, meaning you are per piece or your output is per piece. Pwedeng per piece, per day, kung gaano kadami yung magawa mo, yan, gaano kadami ibabayad sa'yo. For example, we have experience, nakapunta kami sa gawaan ng gloves, yung gloves na white, yan, they are being paid 2 pesos per piece of gloves. Ibig sabihin sa isang pair, 4 pesos ang bayad sa kanila. Kaya they need to create ng madami para malaki ang kanilang kikitain. Mr. Gantt have thought of this kind of payment para tumaas yung productivity ng worker kasi they need to create more to have a higher profit or to have a higher income daily. Which is, I could say, beneficial. But in some point, kapag siya nagiging sobra, it could be bad also for the worker and the company itself. Kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng outputs na sobrang bilis nga magawa, umaabot naman sa point na binabasta na, or kagaya na napuntahan namin, binabasta na siya, or hindi kompleto yung pagkakatahi. It's either the productivity is increased, but the reliability of the product, the quality of the product is sacrificed, or hindi siya nako-consider as a good kind of output. We need to weigh kung alin yung mas better. Do we need to have a higher productivity or the quality level should be higher also? More on to that on the other topics. Si Mr. Maynard naman, siya yung nag-term talaga ng methods engineering sa study of motion economy and motion time study. Yan. And established the Methods Engineering Council in Pittsburgh as time study training company. Then, si Serge Byrne and his associates, yeah, they have improved measurement of manual activity and they have implemented MTM or yung motion time study natin or motion time estimates. Yeah. Diyan kasi is they have established na standard, nag-provide na sila ng standard na kahit hindi mo na siya i-compute or hindi mo na siya i-observe, maalam mo na agad yung cycle time niya. They have established that a person walking have a time of 2 seconds per, I think it's 2 seconds per meter. Kada daw maglakad yung tao ng 2 meters, siya daw equivalent sa 2 seconds. Part yun ang kanilang mga na-establish. That is just an example. Meron silang cycle time per each. Kung matatandaan niyo yung mga third they have time per each third league. Gano'ng katagal ang hold ng gantong bagay, na gantong timbang, gano'ng katagal ang time ng pag-release load ng isang bagay, pag ang bagay ay mabigat, magaan, or hindi. Yan, parang gano'n. They have established that kind of predetermined time. Para salit na i-observe pa, malaman mo lang yung process, alam mo na agad yung time. Lahat ng kanilang lahat ng na-discuss natin na historical developments, siya ay ating pagdadaanan isa-isa. We will be discussing that isa-isa, then atin siyang i-apply. Yan. For now, dinidiscuss na natin kung sino yung mga nag-establish na. Then, si Mr. William E. Deming, yan, he developed the principles of statistical quality control kasi even statistical management and statistical analysis for quality is a different sector or a different field in IE. It is also part of the productivity or the work study. Bakit? Kasi it's not about always the productivity of the output. It's always about the quality of the output. For example, you need to have a target of 100 pieces per day. Diba? Kailangan mo makagawa ng 100 gloves per day. It's not always na bibilisan mo yung paggagawa. For example, mabilis ka nga gumawa, nakagawa ka nga ng 100 sa isang araw, but 5 naman pala yung defective or pangit yung gawa or sira. Yan. The quality of the product pa rin is important because somehow, on some point, productivity is always being beaten by quality kasi the good quality product is still considered the final output na required sa customer. Kasi hindi naman bibili ni customer yung guwantes na kulang na 1 daliri. Diba? Productivity and quality should always be interrelated and should coincide with each other. Yeah. On our first topic, the principles of work study, it should come from the top level management. Kasi in terms of analyzing the work, hindi naman pwedeng yung workers ang mag-a-analyze ng work. Kasi nga, normally, if you will be an engineer na sa company, it's difficult to find a worker na siya ay inclined of thinking kung paano siya i-improve. Always remember that engineers and above are problem solvers, but engineers below are technical workers. Skilled workers. Engineers and above, tayo, pataas, is technical workers. Then, yung mga nasa baba natin are all skilled workers. Meaning to say, kung they are skilled or they are equipped, magagaling sila in terms of performing the actual activity. We, pataas, we are good at planning and analyzing and deciding. But don't assume that those skilled workers will think of how to improve the process kasi they are trained to do that. Parang kung ano lang sinabi sa kanila, gagawin lang nila. Because hindi yun part ng kanilang job. Their job is to do or they are skilled to do things, but they are not skilled to analyze, improve, and control. Yun ang tatandaan. Kaya, this principle of work study should always be from the top management up to the engineering level. People made aware of the objectives and the need of exercising such study. Kasi nga, dumadami na yung ating competition. Number 1 is competition. The more competition, the more na dapat mas madami kayong ma-produce na product para mas madaming bumili sa inyo. And the more na dapat madami kang na-provide, but mura siya. Paano ba magiging mura yung product? We need to reduce cost para mapamura natin yung product natin. Paano natin ma-reduce yung cost? We need to reduce the number of materials na ginagamit, gano'ng kadami yung tao na nagtatrabaho, di ba? and so on and so forth. And those costs came from our motion and time of worker. Kung ang motion ng ating work from start to finish is jog or magulo or matrabaho o paikot-ikot, costly yun. Kapag yung time ng paggawa from before hanggang matapos siya ay sobrang tagal, cost yun. Those are the factors na dapat natin kino-consider in creating a work-study project. Kasi nga, we need to provide a lesser cost production process. Yun ang ating major target. Method study must precede work measurement, or before we compute for the time or the work measure before we measure the work, we need first to study the work. Kasi nga, sabi nga nila, you could not improve a process na hindi mo alam yung process. For now, we need to study the process. Ano ba ang performance niya recently? Ano ba ang meron siya? Ano yung kulang sa kanya? For example, before we improve something, we need first to study. What are the objectives of work study? We need to analyze the present method of doing the job. Systematically in order to develop a new and better method. To measure the work content of a job. Kailangan nating analyze natin kung ano yung sunod-sunod sa process. To measure the work content of the job by measuring time, required to do the job for a qualified worker, and hence to establish the standard time. To increase productivity by ensuring the best possible use of human, machine, material, and achieve the best quality. Product service at the minimum possible cost. Yun nga, yung mga sinasabi ko kanina is ito yung part siya ng objectives natin of work study. To improve operational efficiency para ma-improve natin yung output. Kasi normally for example, nagpasok ka ng 10 raw materials, dapat ang output mo 10 din. Pag ang ginawa mong raw materials ay kasing dami na naging output mo, it is called productive. Mataas, okay yung productive natin. But in terms of efficiency is, yung raw materials, naging output siya na wala kang naging tapon. Wala kang naging tapon. Or wala kang naging tapon na materials, na person, at saka na skilled. Yun yung term na efficiency na ating madidiscuss later. To reduce waste through standardization of work elements of a job. Yeah. Kailangan daw natin i-reduce yung waste. Ano ba yung mga waste na yan? We will be discussing that. And to improve labor efficiency. This is to improve the operational efficiency from the equipments, sa mga resources natin, sa work process. Dito naman is to improve the worker itself. To improve the worker, and to improve the work process ng worker itself. Ano yung kanyang mga benefits? These are some of the benefits of analyzing work study. We may increase productivity and operational efficiency. Mababawasan natin yung costs. Ng manufacturing. By reducing the cost of the manufacturing, we could reduce our selling price. Mas magiging marketable tayo. It improve the workplace layout, or if necessary, we could improve the work layout. Pwede tayong magbawas ng mga unnecessary items or equipments. Better manpower planning and capacity planning, fair wages to employees, kasi somehow, on some point, yung sobrang hirap ang trabaho versus dun sa madali lang ang trabaho, parehas lang yung sahod nila. Kawawa naman yung isa na nahihirapan, diba? By studying the work of each worker and the measurement of the time of each worker, we could now analyze kung sino ba talaga yung dapat nabibigyan ng higher wage, or such. Better working condition for employees. Pwede kasing umabot sa point na the working condition, paano na ba yung term na working condition? Hindi lang sa necessarily yung temperature, kung gaano ba kainit sa area, it's also a factor. Kung gaano ba ka-toxic yung work. But the working condition of the employee could mean na kaya ba niya talagang tapusin yung trabaho? Baka naman kasi pinupush mo yung worker. You're pushing the worker to work for this kind of job, pero kahit ikaw or kahit sinong tao, you know it na hindi niya kayang tapusin. and you are pushing him or her to its limit, it is not a good working condition. Kasi nga, uh, the work is full of stress. Puro stress na yung worker mo. You could not consider it as a good working condition. By implementing such work studies and work measurement, we could reduce or we could improve the cycle time allocation per each worker para ma-reduce natin yung occurrence na magkaroon ng stress or magkaroon ng breakdown sa workers natin. Kasi once na na-stress yan, once kasi we have, na-experience ko na yan dati. May mga na-stress, yan, napagod, nagkaroon ng mental breakdown na worker, they have opt to resign. Pag nung nag-resign sila yung naapektuhan? Sila kasi nawalan sila ng trabaho, but also your work as an engineer or your company is affected also kasi nabawasan kayo ng workforce. Mag-hire kayo ng bago. Sir, pwede naman po mag-hire ng bago. But if you hire a new person, pag hinire niya siya, panibagong training na naman yan. Iti-train nyo na naman siya kasi bago lang siya. Papakiusapan nyo na naman siya. Kailangan nyo makuha yung loob niya para sumunod sa inyo. Then, kailangan pa din makisalamuhan ng ibang kasama sa nasa work sa kanya. Mag-a-adjust din yung kanyang mga co-workers kasi mabagal pa siya, kailangan habulin. Yeah. We could say, this working condition is also important in terms of work study and work measurement. And we could improve the workflow. By improving the workflow, yung flow ng work from raw materials to finished goods, pag smooth yung flow, hindi siya staggered or jagged, we could see na mas madali natin siya makikita pag nagkaroon ng problema. Pag yung ating process flow is sobrang gulo, yan, at nagkaroon kayo ng sudden problem, hindi mo ngayon sure kung paano mo siya ma-analyze. Kaya it's important that we could improve the workflow or we could simplify at least the workflow para mas makita natin kung siya ba ay lean or kung siya ba ay efficient, effective, and productive. Some other benefits, reduce material handling cost. Ano ba yung material handling cost? Those are the costs na pag kasi hindi natin for example, we are creating cars. Nagagawa tayong kotse. Siyempre, in creating cars, we have several kinds of raw materials. For example, mga gulong. Yan, mga gulong. Yan, mga engines. Kapag mabagal ka mag-produce, sobrang dami mong tambak na gulong sa warehouse, nag-i-incur yun ng material handling cost. Kasi syempre, yung warehouse mo, binabayaran mo yung kuryente ng ilaw, no? Syempre, may guard ka doon. If we create our process faster, mabilis tayo maggawa, kakaunti yung nakatenga or nakalagit na laman ng ating warehouse, pwede na tayong magsaraduhan na natin yung warehouse o hindi na natin siya gamitin. Ibig sabihin, we could reduce electrical cost, we could reduce yung renta. For example, we are renting the warehouse, we could reduce the manpower in terms of sa mga guards. It provides a standard of performance to measure labor efficiency, kagaya nung kanina. Better industrial relations and employee morale. Pag maganda yung flow ng process, smooth yung process, kakaunti yung problem, malaki yung instance na hindi tayo magkakaroon ng commotion or conflict with in terms of worker to worker versus superior, or superior to worker, or superior to superior. Basis of sound incentive scheme. If ever may establish na tayong cycle time, lahat yan ay, for example, lahat kayo kailangan nyo maka 100 per day. Tapos may isang worker na naka 150 nung araw yun. You could give him an incentive para pwede na from that standard, nag-set tayo ng standard, pwede tayo makapagbigay ng additional payment para sa kanila. Kasi nga, established na yon. Kasi nung una, if we haven't conducted work study, wala tayong set na standard na kailangan nilang sundin. Basta lang gawa ng gawa. Which is bad, I think, in terms of sa workers and in terms of sa company itself. It provides better job satisfaction to employees. Kapag na-meet mo yung target, pag na-meet mo yung target, parang may relief ka na, hi, I have created a good work today kasi I have met the target. Parang may satisfaction factor. Pero pag walang nakaset na 100, gawa ka lang ng gawa, hindi alam ng worker mo kung siya ba ay doing well or doing bad. Diba? The satisfaction level could not be determined. And always remember that you will just be satisfied if you have set a target. A person will never be satisfied kung wala siyang target na sinet. For example, You're, uh, for now, my target is to finish 5. For example, for now, I need to create 5 studies. I need to research 5 studies. Yun yung target mo. But after a while, naka-4 ka na agad. Ibig sabihin, you're already satisfied na. Parang at the end of the day, satisfied ka, yes, naka-5 ako. Pero pag wala kang target, kahit makasampu ka, nakasampu na ako ngayon, hindi ako sure kung enough mo na ba yun or hindi kasi hindi ko nga siya naaral. There will be no satisfaction. You will just be stressed pa kasi kompleto na ba yun? Tama na ba yun? Or so on, so forth. Diba? By creating standards or by creating factors of eliminations, na-eliminate after this, after 100, okay ka na, you are now satisfied with your work. Ibig sabihin, umaabot na sa point na yung satisfaction level natin ay naa-attain. Yun kasi yung problem limit ng mga tao, tsaka ng students in particular. They have never been satisfied or kaya nai-stress tayo is we are not satisfied sa mga naging output natin kasi wala tayong standards na sineset para sa sarili natin or ng standard, taas ng standards natin. We need to weigh din yun. What are the basic procedures of work study? Yeah. We need to select the job of the process, record, examine, develop, and measure the quantity of work, define the new method, install the new method, and maintain new standard practice by proper control procedures. Yung mga yan ay isa-isa nating gagawin. Isa-isa natin yung gagawin from now hanggang matapos ang semester. Those are the basic procedures of work study. After ma-maintain siya, diba? We could now see kung ano yung naging improvement. So, from selecting the job na gagawin, we need to measure or analyze natin siya. Kung ano yung kulang sa kanya, kung may kulang ba sa kanya, may problema ba sa kanya, may kailangan gawin sa kanya, so on and so forth. Then, we will be analyzing kung ano yung paano siya mai-improve and then, we will be implementing it. At the end, we need to maintain the standard practice. Ito kasi yung malimit na kulang sa procedures of improvement, the maintaining part. By selecting the job, madali lang naman maghanap ng problema eh. Madali lang ding mag-analyze kung ano yung problema. Madali din namang mag-measure, madali din namang mag-improve. Kasi nga, tuturo natin sa course na to kung paano i-improve siya. Diba? Madali din naman siyang i-implement. Kasi engineer ka, susundin ka. Basta sabihin mo, ito, sundin nyo to. Ito yung ating bagong standard. Madali lang yan lahat. The most difficult part of any improvement plan is maintaining it. I could say, it is the most difficult part of any improvement procedure, maintaining the improvement. Kasi, some persons are hesitant with the improvement. Some persons are neglecting improvement. And some employees don't want things to change. Always remember lang guys na to have an improvement, it's always a choice. But you need and the workers need to give it a chance for it to change. Basic 3C principle natin. Chance, choice, and change. That would be the end of my first video. By the next video, we will be discussing productivity. Thank you.